morning. So I just wanted to touch base. I'm getting a lot of questions, and I'm just kind of curious. I know it's pretty much a personal preference. What brand of truck us hotshotters want to or prefer to use? Obviously, the most used, the most that I see out on the road are the Rams, and I think I have seen 2 or 3 Chevys, and I noted it because I was like, oh wow, a Chevy Hotshot. And then you guys know I'm in a Ford. It is an enterprise long-term lease or rental, so you know, you get what you get, and so that's what I got. And you know, I checked the specs on it and what the capacity, the hauling capacity, towing capacity was and everything, and it was a little bit under for the F350. It was a little bit under, a couple thousand pounds. Don't quote me because I don't have the numbers in front of me right now, but the F350 compared to the Ram 3500 was a couple thousand pounds less capacity than well, the Ford as opposed to the Ram. But it was still totally fine for, you know, what I have my trailer rated for and everything. So I didn't see it as an issue. And the Chevy 3500 is a little bit less than the Ford, I believe. Again, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but just curious to know what you guys prefer. I know I'll get a lot of Ram. I come from a Chevy family. Everything is the bow tie, you know, and you know, my family's like piss on Ford, and that's how I was, because I never had a Ford. You know, I've had a Ram 1500, and other than that, I've just been in Chevy trucks. I have never owned one on my own, but I think Chevy makes a very good truck. Excuse me. So now that I'm in this Ford, I love it. It's really comfortable. It handles really well. I've never done Hotshot in a Ram or a Chevy, so I can't give you guys my opinion on them. But coming from a person who, you know, was not a fan of Ford, and now I'm in a Ford and I love it, it's kind of weird. But that's just the truth. That's what it is. You know, it handles well. It's very comfortable inside. A lot of Ford has a lot of added comforts on the interior, which come, I think, more stock, you know, and than the Ram. So I think you have to kind of pay a little bit extra for some of the things that I have in this truck that are also available in the Ram, but you have to like pay, I think, a little bit more for them. So a lot of comfort on the interior of the Ford. And you guys see my mileage. Really, I just want to know what you guys are running, what you like, if you guys have had a Ford, then a Ram, or a Ram and then a Ford, and or if there's any Chevy hotshotters out there. And I'm curious to know what your guys' average MPG is, because I've talked to some Ram hotshotters, and I'm from what I've been told, the MPG is at least 2 or 3 miles per gallon under what I'm consistently running. So I average 10 and a half miles per gallon. And from the few people, hotshotters, that I've spoken to who are running in Ram 3500s, not 45 or 55, just 3500s, they're saying 6, 7, 8 miles per gallon. So just curious to see what you guys prefer, what you're in now, and what kind of miles per gallon you're getting on average, you know. So let me know, and let's start this discussion. You guys know I'm in an enterprise truck. Miles are pretty much done, so I got to pull the trigger on something, make some decisions, and you know, maybe your opinions can help me make those decisions. So I'll talk to you guys soon. I look forward to seeing your guys' comments. And so I think the reasons for the primary reason, as far as I know anyways, for the popularity in the Ram is because of the ASIN transmission. And I know that that thing is incredible, you know. And now in 2020, Ford is, you know, they put their 10-speed transmission that they have in the F-150. They hulked it up or bulked it up, whatever, and so now they offer that 10-speed transmission in their F-350s, and I believe higher, but I know for sure the F-350s. So Ford is going to be giving, or trying, we'll see as the years go by, how really this 10-speed transmission for Ford, you know, handles and stands up to the ASIN transmission in the Ram. But you know, I know that, or I believe that the popularity in the Ram is because of that transmission. But you know, now we'll see. These 2020 Fords are coming with these 10-speed, and I know Toe Piglet has one through Enterprise, and he really likes it. And then, of course, you know, for those of you who don't have an auxiliary fuel tank, you know, the Ram has like a 32-gallon, I think it's a 32 or a 35-gallon fuel tank. And, I mean, you can go through 35 gallons in no time, you know. And so standard in the F-350 is a 45-gallon tank. And, you know, an extra 10 or 12, 13, whatever gallons goes a long way, especially if you're averaging, you know, 10 miles to the gallon. So, so that is also, you know, a big help. And so I'm just curious to see, you know, also what your guys' opinion is on that. And let's start this discussion up.